Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning into the North Main Minute. I'm Joshua Dobie. A planning concept that we use with some regularity here where it makes sense is the broad idea of what we call loss harvesting. Now, you're going to see probably a myriad of definitions out there, and it can mean different things for different people, but when we're looking at loss harvesting, one of the things that we concentrate on is taking a look at opportunities to declare some capital losses inside of a portfolio, meaning if we have a space where the cost basis is higher and the current market value is lower, we don't necessarily get to claim that or get to declare it unless we actually have a sale or an executable event. So we look at those kinds of opportunities, especially in a space where the market has pulled back some. And so we're looking at those kinds of opportunities for certain folks in certain situations now. So then that leads to a very easy question. Well, why would you do that? Well, that brings me to the second point of my thought here on loss harvesting. You would do that if you have the opportunity to be able to offset some of those capital losses against some capital gains. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, if you're able to do that, at least in part for certain folks in certain circumstances, you then don't have to pay capital gains taxes on the part that's capital gain. Meaning if you have a capital loss over here and you have a capital gain over here and you're able to offset part or all of that, then you may not be responsible for capital gains on that particular block that you're able to offset. Now, everybody's situation is unique. We're certainly not giving tax advice here, but we're really wanting to bring the concept to you so that you're aware of it, because in a market like this, it can be helpful to keep in mind, which brings me to the third concept when it comes to loss harvesting and making sure that you get declarable capital losses. They also can carry forward in perpetuity. Let me just go back to my example very quickly where you offset losses against capital gains. Well, let's say you don't have any capital gains this year, but you're able to declare some capital losses. Well, you are then, in most instances, able to carry forward those capital losses to a subsequent year down the road where you may have some capital gains. And the big advantage on that is you can carry that forward as the tax code is today in perpetuity. Meaning if it's 2 years down the road, you can offset them then. If it's 10 years down the road, you can offset them then. And assuming that tax law is the same, obviously. But it is an advantage, sometimes trying to look at the glass half full whenever things may not be going the directions that you desire for your particular holdings, to be able to offset, again, some future capital gains with current capital losses. If you'd like to take a look at your portfolio, perhaps see if you have capital losses. Are there ways in which you can offset some capital gains in order to minimize, reduce, or even eliminate a capital gains tax bill? We'd love to chat with you. NorthMainFinancial.com.